What's up, guys? Today we are going to talk about Islam, my relationship to Islam, and what's going on in the world with Islam, because Islam is quite a popular topic when it comes to the internet, so may as well give it a go. So, and as you may know if you follow me and if you know me, you know that I am Pakistani. I'm Scottish Pakistani, so I sort of have that east and west to me. Um, I'm I've always grew up with Islam and having Islam in the background. I'm not a practicing Muslim. Like I don't pray 5 times a day. It's just more of a cultural thing to me. Um, it's not really a spiritual thing. It's just more of a cultural identity thing to me. It's like, oh well, I grew up this way, so I'm just gonna keep it that way because that's just what I'm comfortable with, and that's just what I know. So I do question the faith. I do question wrongdoings in the faith. When I see Islamic terrorism, I do speak out against it. Um, Not only about Islamic terrorism in the news, but the actual religion itself, like, because then you're no longer getting about talking about Islam. You're now talking about is there a god or isn't there a god, which I have made videos about, and I have like looked into the lifestyle and studied the lifestyle of the Prophet Muhammad. So yeah, so Islam, it's whatever terms you want to talk about it in, and that's just what I'm gonna answer. So yeah. Now with Islam, I have a secular view on Islam. However, I do think Islam is misunderstood, and I do think Islam is weaponized by white supremacists to target obviously Middle Eastern people. Because that's what I don't like about racism today. It's just so obscure and it's just so blurred, and what's it called? They try to hide behind something so they can still attack a group of people, but then like pull up some card of saying, "Oh well, this is a religion, not a race, so I can't be racist saying this." But like, come on, we just know when you're like targeting Muslims. As a Muslim myself, I know that's code word for you don't like brown people. So yeah, I think all Muslims know this, and this is why Muslims get quite defensive. Um, so yeah, I think if there is gonna have to be any reformation in the faith, I think it's gonna have to be done by brown people. The reason I could criticize Islam and people and Muslims will take me seriously because it no longer becomes a barrier of culture or race, but of ideas. So when you see like a fat, angry, bigoted white man with a sign saying "ban Muslims," I'm sorry, but Muslims aren't going to change when they see that. They do quite the opposite. They just laugh. So yeah, and obviously, like I said, like try to bomb Muslims into embracing Western values only creates more Muslim terrorists. However, the West isn't fully to blame because there wouldn't be an Islamic terrorism without an Islam. So yeah, so back to what I was saying before about the racists towards Islam. It's just, what's it called? They say, oh, it's a religion, not a race, but then they start associating it with refugees and immigration, and they speak about Islam along the terms of deportation, and you can see why they try to racialize Islam to mean brown people. So, yeah, like, and also it's just annoying when they say, "Oh, we don't like, we support immigrants. It's just illegal immigrants that we don't like." Like, yeah, we know you're trying to target Mexican people. We're not stupid. And when they're like, "Oh, Black Lives Matter's an advocacy group, so speaking against BLM doesn't make me racist towards black people." It's just so annoying. I just wish these people just admitted what they were. Just started being honest. Uh, so yeah, that's just my view on it. It's annoying because these people say, "Oh well, we hate how the word racist is used to shut people up," And when you call them out for being racist, and you call them out on their racist bullshit and their racist rhetoric, they then become so afraid of the word racist. They're like, oh, I'm not racist. These people claim that they're not afraid of being racist, and how the word racist has just been overused. You get so afraid of being called racist that they then have to make up excuses for them being racist. So that just annoys me about people who talk out against Islam and what's it called? And I don't think bashing Islam is edgy, you know. When these atheists, you know, they bash Islam and they bash Christianity, it's just, you're just going for low-hanging fruit here. It's these things were like edgy back in like 2009 or something, but now you're just saying shit 1,000 people are already saying. You're not really coming up with any new ideas, you're just saying shit people already say, so you're not edgy, you're not rebellious, you're not cool, you're overrated, that's what you are. So, just all those Paul Joseph Watson types and Lauren Southers and all other alt-right figures, they're not edgy, they've just become mainstream right in the modern age. That's all they are, so, yeah. So, and also when they talk about Islam in the form of, oh, we have to defend Western culture and Western heritage and Western values, but I thought Islam was an ideology. So how does this become East versus West if it's an ideology? Why is directions gotten involved? So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and obviously you may call me. I consider myself a liberal, and people say, oh, well, you can't be a Muslim and you can't be liberal at the same time because Islam is incompatible with feminism and LGBT rights. Yeah, and this is another thing that the racists annoy me about, is they speak out against feminism themselves. They don't like feminism. So I think it's kind of ironic how they then try to, and the women and the gays, they see this bullshit, they see this deceptive bullshit, like, what's it called, these like racists, they hate gays, they hate feminists every other time, but will only defend it just to score brownie points against Islam. So and LGBT and the women, feminists, they see this, like, they know that you don't like women any other time, so why are you siding with us just so you can gain a brownie point against Islam? So they see this bullshit as well, it's not just me. And they always go on, these sort of stupid racists, they always go on about, oh, how Islam treats women, but then you don't like Muslims anyway, so why are you trying to be white knights to Muslim women if you don't like Muslims in the first place? So, yeah, it's just so much bullshit, you know? But yeah, as a liberal, yeah, Islam is incompatible. I am trying to reform it. I think as a brown guy, I can reform it because Muslims actually will listen to me. It can have anti-LGBT, anti-feminism values, but then again, most Muslim countries aren't first world and aren't having these socio-economic debates about identity politics. I think they're more worried about terrorism and maintaining their infrastructure than proposing some bill to call this trans person this Azar or whatever they want to be identified as. So yeah, and I don't like how I do speak out against I don't like ISIS, and I don't like how Saudi Arabia, oh my god, I'll make a entire video dedicated to them. I don't like how they treat religious minorities, how they treat Christians, and all that sort of thing. So I do speak out against Islam. I will defend Islam. However, I am not afraid to speak out against Islam as well. So that's just my views. And another thing is they use female genital mutilation. That's another thing. But circumcision is also in our religion. and these MGTOW men's rights don't care about male mutilation in Islam. They only care about the female mutilation. So I always thought that was weird, since most people on the right are advocate for male rights, yet you won't stick up for male rights then. So yeah, this is just what's it called? And like they'll say the Quran is violent, but then they'll say, but then again the Quran is just words in a book, and then you could use the same argument. Well, books don't kill people, people kill people, which is ironic because these are the same group of people that say, oh, guns don't kill people kill people. Like, but then they'll say, oh, the Quran like, it's a book, like literature can't force a person to kill. It's like also a non-existing object. So I think it's ironic how they'll call like texts violent, like religious fictional text as violent, but they'll stick up for guns. It's like, well, they're both inanimate objects. It's what the individual decides to do with them. So yeah, so just what else? I just see so much contradictions in it. So that's just my view on Islam. So yeah, and people look at Islam in the modern age, but like I said, they speak about Islam without knowing anything about Islamic history. Like, they'll know nothing about the Ottoman Empire or the Abbasid Caliphate or the difference between a Sunni and a Shia, or they won't know any of the ongoing conflicts that are going on in the Middle East, because it is quite complicated even for me to understand. They know nothing about this history, or they know nothing about the history of Arab people, or they can't even tell the difference between an Arab and a Sikh, for goodness sake. So of course I'm not going to take their opinions seriously on Islam. So yeah, they know nothing about our history, our heritage, our culture, our story. They confuse us for Sikhs and Hindus and everything, and it's like, how can I take these people seriously? And they say they're not racist when they are racist. So that's just my view on Islam. So yeah, because I grew up with it and it is a part of my culture, I do feel the need to defend it. However, I'm not afraid to call out on it when I see Muslims committing certain injustices or doing bad things, and even I do stuff that is sort of against the religion, like I smoke and I drink alcohol and all that. So I'm not really conservative or anything. So so when like a Muslim tries breathing down my neck, say, oh, this is haram, like I could see why it could annoy people, like religion overall. But yeah, I'm just it's just I consider myself centrist and liberal at the same time. I just keep Islam as a background culture. However, I would consider myself an Islamic reformist or a moderate Muslim, if you like. But yeah, that's just my take on Islam. And yeah, so let me end this video with, may Allah be with you, the great and almighty. Peace.